Alright, what is good and what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Mac and this is my channel, Mac Media. Today I'll be talking about the best ways that I like to study, because I've noticed throughout my time in college that not everybody studies the same. So these are some of the ways that have been very effective for me. This video will be mainly focused towards college students and the best ways to study, but some of these things I'm going to be talking about can also be used for people who are in high school. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Tip number one is going to be put your syllabus into a calendar. Either use a paper calendar that you put on your wall, or the one that you put in your phone, or like a Google calendar. What I specifically do is that I put it all in my phone. So every semester, at the beginning of the semester, when we get our syllabus or we have to download it or whatever, I take that syllabus and I put in all the quizzes and all the tests, and I put in reminders either like a week ahead of the test for it to send me a reminder, send me some type of message, and that has helped me stay on track and keep track of all the stuff that I have going on. Because as you know, when you're a college student and you're taking a bunch of classes, it's easy to lose track of time and have two tests on the same day, and you didn't study well enough for one of your tests and you don't do as well as you think you should have. A specific situation that I could think of is last semester I decided that I was not going to do this, and I had to learn the hard way with that, but that was not good. And what happened was I had woke up early. It was a Monday. I woke up early, went to campus, got a good parking space. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to check out my last video. And we have a building on campus. It's a newer building. It's called Old Main. And I walk up to the second floor, and my class just so happened to be right when you walk up the stairs. It's right there. And usually when you get there early, you can still see that the teacher is still teaching and there's everybody there. And I walk up the stairs and I look in the classroom, and there's only like 2 or 3 people there, and they all are doing stuff. I was like, what's going on? And then I walk on a little bit further and I see people that are in my class, and they all have their heads down there in their notes. And I'm thinking, there is no way there's a test today. Who puts a test on a Monday? So I find me somewhere to sit down and I pull out my syllabus, and sure enough, there's a test that day, and it was on the syllabus, and I'm pretty sure he probably told us in class that Friday. And so I was like, shoot, I know a little bit, but I was like, this gonna be the drop grade right here. So I went in there, I took the test, and the guy that sits beside me, he didn't usually show up for class. He showed up that day and he was like, we got a test today? I was like, yeah, we got a test today. We just knew that was gonna be, that was gonna be a failing grade. But I did all right on it. I think I made like a 75, which is not bad. It's not an A, but C's get degrees around here, you know what I'm saying? So I learned from that, and I had to learn the hard way. Even though it's something that I've done throughout college, I don't know why I decided. I was like, nah, I'm gonna just go by the syllabus. I think it's because I was being a little bit lazy, but that's enough talking. We're gonna get on to number 2. Number 2 is gonna be to read ahead. And what I like to do is I like to read ahead before you go to class. It's very effective. Teachers always say read the chapter before you come to class so we can have a discussion. And so I started doing that, and it also helped me in the class. And each test usually consists of 2 to 5 chapters. So what I'll do is, say chapter 4 is consisted of 20 to 30 pages, I'll read half one day and half the next. So I'm reading 10 pages this today, 10 pages the next day, and that's a chapter already done. And I do that throughout the week, and so when I go to class, it helps me out personally. So that's something I suggest everybody should do. Number 3 is one of the most important ones, is to go to class. A lot of people, when you get to college, or if you're in college, you notice that a lot of people don't go to class, and I never adapted that. I think throughout the time that I've been in college, I've maybe missed 5 days, maybe, of college. So, that's just something that I never decided that I wanted to do. because when you go to class, you get a lot of things that the book is not going to tell you, that your notes are not going to tell you. Teachers will say subtle things, and they'll say something over again to like insinuate, hey, write this down because that's going to be on the test. And a lot of times you get some teachers that maybe that a whole bunch of people didn't come to class, so they'll be like, put your name on this paper, I'm gonna pass it around. Everybody, you're gonna get 5 points today for showing up. And say you didn't come to class today, that's the 5 points that you missed out on that were free. And a lot of times teachers, they pay attention to certain things, and if you scan in and you walk out the classroom and then they check the list of all the students that are there and it doesn't go the same with what their computer is telling them, they'll be like, we're gonna pass around the sheet, and everybody who's actually here, I want you to put your name on this list. Number 4 is gonna be to sit near the front or the middle of class. A lot of teachers use this as a way of trying to figure out who their best students are gonna be in class. And a lot of times, say you're sitting in the front and you're not there that day, they notice that you weren't there, and say you send them an email saying that, hey, I was sick today, blase, what happened? They're a little bit more lenient on you in class, being that they know that that you sit in the front. Because a lot of people try not to sit in the front. So when you're that student that does, they pay attention to that. Number 5 is going to be to take effective notes. Now this is going to go along with the things that I said earlier on the list. Now when you go to class and you've read ahead, it helps when you take your notes, because what the teacher is saying and what the notes are telling you is like a reiteration of something that you've already read. Some teachers, they give out their PowerPoints. Some teachers only give an outline. And some teachers don't give you anything at all, and they want you to come to class ready to take notes. Now, say you have certain teachers that don't give out the PowerPoint, they don't give an outline. They want you to come to class and take the notes. And they also may ask a question or two while you're taking the notes, and you may miss something. So when you're taking these notes, put them in your own words. And sometimes I've missed certain things that the teacher has said, and maybe I only caught like a little bit of it, and I'll ask the person beside me, what did they say? And they'll be like, maybe they said a certain word that we need to look up. So I'll write down that word and I'll write look up, and that's also helped me when I'm taking my notes. Alright, number 6 is going to be to set up a study schedule. For me personally, what I like to do is, if I don't have work that day after class, I like to go to the library and go over my notes, just like in number 5 when I said maybe there was something that I missed, so I write look up on there. That's the time when I like to look up the certain thing that I may have missed. And I like to do that because a lot of times I'll forget and I'll just go on past it, and a few days later and I look at that and I don't even remember what it is that I had to look up. So I like to go over them then. And also, a way that I like to study is, whether I'm at home or I'm at the library or wherever I'm at, I like to study in 25 to 30 minute increments. And that's also helped me, because when you study something for a long period of time, your brain gets tired of seeing the same things over and over, and your mind starts wandering off, and you can't study something for an hour straight and your mind never wandered off and you gained knowledge that entire hour. So now what you can do is you can set a timer for 25 to 30 minutes, but if you're in a public place like the library or wherever you're at, just keep a mental note of, okay, I read this section, let me check my phone or check the time, and it's okay, it hasn't been 30 minutes, so I need to keep studying. Now when I'm at home, I do set a timer for 30 minutes, and no matter where I'm at, right then I stop studying and I'll take 5 or so minutes and I'll be on my phone, or I'll go do something else, or go to the bathroom. Well, of course you need to go to the bathroom, but yeah, I'll take that time and I'll do something not associated with what I'm studying, and maybe I'll get my stuff ready for the next day, or I get my notes ready for something else that I have to study. And that time right there is, I think it helps your brain out to not continuously see the same thing over and over. It's like a distraction. And then when you start back studying, you jump right back into the routine. And this is something that I've become accustomed to, I would say. Something that I've learned and put into what I do, and it's helped me out. So I think everybody else should do it. Number seven is going to be to know when to stop or know your limits, because only you can know when it's time for you to stop studying. And if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to gain anything because you're tired. And if you're tired, there's no way that your mind is going to be taken into something that you're going to remember when you woke up. It's just not possible. So if it's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, I stop studying, because anytime after that, I'm just up. There's no way possible that I'm actually gaining knowledge at 2 o'clock in the morning by going over my notes before a class or before a test. It's just not possible. So if you are a person that can stay up that long and gain something, good for you. But for a lot of people, that is not the case. So number 7 is know your limits. Number 8, and my final thing, is going to be to get enough sleep. They say for people it's best to get 8 hours of sleep, but a lot of us don't. So if you're getting 6 hours, that's good. 7 is great. 8 is the best. So I at least try to get 6. So if you need to know, if you know that you have to be up at 8 o'clock, by 1 o'clock in the morning, if you're still not asleep, you need to put the phone down or cut the computer off, because they have these modes on your phone, like battery saving mode, where it kind of takes down the brightness of your screen, because when your screen is super bright, it kind of alerts your mind and it keeps you up. And I've learned that the hard way, because you could be watching something and before you know it, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you have to be up early, and you didn't even know, oh my goodness, it's 2 o'clock. It's just something about bright lights. It just keeps you awake. Now some people, they can lay down in the bed and just fall right asleep. I'm not one of those people. I have to wind down in order to get enough sleep. So it may be, at the latest I try to stay up to is 1 o'clock. Anytime past that, I'm pushing it. Alright you guys, that's all I have for y'all today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and check out my other videos. If there was something that I may have missed or something that you would rather seen in the video, go ahead and put it in my comments down below, because I'll be reading them. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because there'll be more videos on the way. I hope this video really helps out somebody, and I'll check y'all in the next one.